And as always, we're going to be looking for accurate context, good risk management, and always exercising good patience.
Everybody who's traded has gone through periods of time where their strategy hasn't worked.
Where if not a hard stop, you should reevaluate the trades you're in based on time.
That's what we're here for, is to put ourselves in the best success. A trading routine does that, builds that habit, lets you know what to work on, what to reflect on, and what to improve on the next day.
Good afternoon. Welcome to HOAG Money. Sorry I'm a minute late here. Time got a little bit away from me. I apologize. We had John channeling his inner Pink Floyd. It's good to see everyone. Nice to see you. Nice to see everyone. And this is me, Senior Performance Coach here at Top Step. 40 years of industry experience, 31 years as an active trader. Migrated to screen trading in 2009 and have been helping at Top Step here since about 2011. Yeah, this is the CFTC disclaimer. What we are doing here is for educational purposes only. We're not suggesting the purchase or sale of any of these products or securities. You guys are really the ones that I'm hoping are going to be looking for the opportunities for me. Risk capital is money that we can afford to lose, and we should only be using risk capital in trading. These are leveraged products. We run the risk of losing all or more than our initial investment. Again, this is neither a solicitation to or an offer to buy or sell futures for anybody or anything. No representation is being made that any account will or is likely to achieve profits, and past performance is never indicative of future results. The rules for HOAG Money are simple. We do expect kindness and respect above everything. There's always differences of opinions, and that's what makes markets so good. You're going to have a couple of people unable to talk today. I see Joe's willing to talk today. Maybe we'll get another good look at his book map. We're all going to be, however, involved in the decisions, and of course, when you have a trade idea, context is going to be helpful. We're going to use the chat rooms on YouTube and in the Zoom meeting to discuss trades. We're going to focus on the MES for opportunities. We're not going to trade just to trade. We're not taking losing trades, which really is meant to be a joke. We know that there are going to be losses. We got to keep them small and move on. And of course, feedback for HOAG Money is always appreciated. So here is the platform. If you were in group coaching, we were discussing the idea that we've got some pretty negative delta. And we've already taken out some of that delta on this push up, and we see delta coming back in after just touching this trend line, which is kind of a no level for a bull flag breakout. So we're kind of coming off a little bit here. Just kind of throwing that out there as far as our longer term context. We've got weekly kickoff high up here at 45.30. 45.30, that's all the way up here. Last week's high, right up here. Last week's low, right about here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's our kind of context. We have weekly kickoff low at 43.70 this week. So just about right where our last week's low was. We're right in the middle of it, in the middle of the weekly kickoff high and low. We're looking for a potential upside move on a breakout above what we believe is creating a bull flag. Here's that 30-minute chart again. Here's the profiles. We have gotten up to that trend line. We are now pulling off back in range, back in value. We're seeing some very aggressive, possibly short time frame sellers coming into this market. What is a trader to do? So Zach is saying, wait for a pullback to the first standard deviation, which is up here, right around 24. Look for an opportunity for about a 9-point move to the downside with 3 points of risk. I like it. I like it. Let's get some folks in here. Ben, I think you're saying hello. You wanted to jump in. And Joe, our good friend, says he'd be happy to jump in. So let's get a couple of guys in here, and we'll see what we've got. All right, Joe, Ben, promote. Zach, it looks like we did, huh? Ben has an idea for a long. Let's get going here. Let's start chatting. Alrighty. Hello, Jay. Hello, Nisa.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you, Ben?
I'm okay.
Good.
Sorry, I'm a couple minutes late. I was on the phone with my mom for a minute.
Hey, it's okay. I was late a minute too, and I wish I was on the phone with my mom.
I know. I almost didn't say that to you, but anyway.
No, it's okay. Whenever mom calls, you got to take the call.
Yeah. So, well, it might be a little late. We might get another opportunity. I want to show you why I kind of like it for the long side for the moment.
Let's have a look.
Okay, hold on a minute. I'm going to bring a couple ideas to the mix, and one of them I haven't totally sussed out yet, but just a second. Let's see. All right, my profile thing has changed a little bit. I might talk about that for a second, but the main thing I want to bring in is this chart here. And of course, this isn't just a Donchian channel, okay, 20 periods.
Got it.
This is a 15-minute period. I've got two different RSIs on here, and this helps with identifying Elliott waves and this and that, but there is the red to the upside is, generally you're looking for longs. When the blue drops below, usually means there's going to be a reversion to the mean. And this generally becomes a pretty good buying area, which it was. I mean, I would have expected maybe go a little further, but if we look at, I might pull that in a second. If we look down here, this is the intraday value area high, which just moved up a tick. The overnight low, and this held. We couldn't take out the J low, okay?
J low.
And actually, I was a little late. This I missed it basically. It kind of flushed, and this might have been an opportunity to reload, and it may still be. We've got the intraday value area high. I mean, whatever you want to trade against.
Well, your center of that Donchian chain is right at VWAP.
17. Yes, exactly. Yep. So I've been, this is my 30-minute bars. I've been looking at VWAP more, and that's right here.
Mm-hmm.
There's a 5-period moving average and a 20. And I kind of expected, I got out up here on a long because we were hitting that 50 moving average. And this is a 30-minute, and that's a lot stronger than a 5-minute, let's say,
And that's where I got out of the long as well, for a different reason, because of that trend line.
So I'm going to pull in, this just gives me a clean chart to put up Fibonacci. I don't want to go from the low to high here. Whoops, I lost it. Just a second.
I hate it when that happens.
10-minute profile. That's not it. That's it. Okay, let me push the button and that'll stick. So if I go from low to high, I'm guessing that's about 50% or so. Yeah, a little bit below. So that gives another reason. It's right on the intraday value area high for the volume value area. So, in here, or another possibility is a one-tick failure or basically a failed breakout. So if L period does come down and just takes out the J period low by one tick, that means it didn't stop one-time framing because actually forget it. We're not one-time framing anymore. Sorry. But anyway, that's a reason to take a long for a little bit move up maybe. And that's it. Another thing on a 10-minute here, you got a 20 moving average is the red, and I just, this is a ribbon, which I really like these. This holds, and that it gives you a good place to put a stop too. Anyway, so those are all reasons I like this little area right here. I'll put a box around it now for a long somewhere in here.
Down to just above 17.
That's my story.
All right, thank you. Joe, what are you doing?
I'm here. I'm listening to Ben. If I read Ben right, he nailed that long in that coaching session.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I participated in that a little bit too and got out when we got to that trend line right here.
Yeah, well, good for you.
Same spot.
I'm in one of my short only days, so
Ah, okay.
I didn't trade it. That's my rule.
So you were saying something about ODTE.
Yes, this link I put in there, I think it's worth taking a look at. Spot Gamma, it's the best.
Every Sunday, I'm going to send you my weekly option pick.
Hold on.
That I'm.
There we go.
Yeah, that there.
Hey, 99.
Okay. All right, I'm going to save this. One day to expiration options.
Yes, not just one day, but all 5 days. Which the spiders, which SPY has, SPX has, and the QQQs have. They have all 5 days. Stocks like Microsoft have Friday expiration. So you can trade. And what this video really, what stood out to me is as a day trader, is that that the 0DTE participants are not retail like a lot of people think. Only 5 to 10%, according to Spot Gamma, are retail. So you got 95% of institutional participation in the 0DTEs, all different kinds of objectives and so forth. But a lot of these big moves, one way or the other, that we see are caused by buying and covering or activity, like you pointed to the those springs or Vyckoff or wicks that you identified.
Here.
Okay, that could be according to Spot Gamma. That could be if you were short, not only in a 0DTE, not only did you get the direction right, but also the premiums increased down there. So there's a big incentive to cover those. And it doesn't take, sometimes it takes a minute or two, sometimes it takes 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes. But I think if you visualize the influence that these 0DTEs have, we call them zeros have on the swings in day trading, I think it just might, anyway, for me anyway, it kind of helps when I tell the story of what's going on.
Sure.
And the other thing is that they're so dominant that they've influenced the VIX. Think about it, according to Spot Gamma again, when you read this video, watch this video, the VIX is based on the 30-day expiration. And what's happened is that 50% of the option volume is in the zeros now.
Really?
So it's reduced the influence of that 30 days. That or the VIX.
Wow.
Okay, so it's really stealing the thunder from the VIX. So those are just a couple of the points that kind of stood out to me. I watched it twice. I took copious notes on it, and I'm gonna read my notes and so forth. I think it's that important to me in terms of the gaining and the present influence and the gaining influence on the zeros have on day trading.
May I interject something here? It's a complete non sequitur what you're talking about there, Joe. I'm sorry, but we're kind of at a critical juncture here. We're right at the volume value area low at 23.25 and the IB high. So if we don't get if there was a long to be had, it may not get down to the IDVA or the overnight low like before. But if we can't stay in the initial balance and we can't stay below value area low, then it looks like they would take it back up, I would say.
Okay, so do we close our eyes and buy, or do we try and look for some sort of little pullback?
Well, on a one lot in the micro, between 23.5 just above the value area low, or maybe where it's 3 wide just above it, and then the L period low or the overnight low I mean, I don't know if that's too wide.
No, not for me. We're in.
But we're getting a little bit of a pullback here, and we do have a new 15-minute bar. That was another reason I wanted to jump in there real quick. I wait. Right now, we got a new 15-minute bar. If it's a candle that starts to turn green like it just did, the open of that candle is 23, and that may hold. So I don't know. I'm gonna try a one lot here myself.
We're already in.
Okay.
Want to see if we can get another test of that trend line, and if we can accept above that, then we still got a lot of negative delta here. Yeah, Joe, are you seeing liquidity and book map at 44.25?
I am seeing heavy liquidity at 25.
Yeah. Somebody on our YouTube side is mentioning it as well.
320 contracts in the books at 25, and below price 19.
Got it.
19 is pretty heavy, 225-ish, that type of thing.
Got it.
Yeah.
So we're getting pretty close to 230 here, and if we've got a lot of short time frame shorts in futures, that may be another opportunity for us to get a push to the upside. So we jumped in on this long. Where's your stop, Ben?
Well, I was thinking just the IDVA high, the volume. I use the volume for my value area. That's at 20. I've done pretty good today. So I'm actually wanting to maybe average in lower if I do, if I jump the gun a little bit.
Understood.
So I'm my stop right now is below the J low. I don't want to just get stopped out there.
J low.
One lot, below J low. Anyway, but I'm confident we're going to get a bounce off the overnight low again if we do come down again and try that. I don't know. I may have blown it.
I've already jumped in. I was maybe a little impatient.
I can get a little wonky. So
for an entertainment value here.
This time of day, I can start believing my own BS.
Well, and if you've had a good day, you don't want to mess it up too much, right?
Right.
Yes.
Liquidity just came in at 23.50.
I'll get that link for those of you on YouTube. YouTube. Here's the link that Joe was talking about. Joe, are you still watching that spot game up really close?
Yeah, it's on my Twitter feed and so forth. So when I see their videos come out, I check them out. Yeah. I'm not a subscriber, but yeah, I watch them closely.
Okay. So they've got a Twitter feed that you like?
Yes.
I am trying to...
Plus, I've subscribed to their YouTube channel too, so I get it.
We could do 10-minute candle. So we could see a little bit of a flush again.
Developing point of control just moved up to 23. So that supports your trade, Ben.
I'm having a hard time getting that link for you guys. Let me find it here.
You must have the you have the overnight and the day session combined, Joe. Because my DPOC is and TPOC is at 14.
You talking about yesterday's POC?
I I thought you said that the POC just moved up.
The developing point POC moved up to 2023. The book map POC is very, I'm going to say, active. I think it's more active, for instance, than my TOS POC on my charts. And if you subscribe to bookmap, the developing POC is even more reactive, I should say. But so far, the most contracts have traded at 23. That's basically what that's saying.
Is that all day, or is that just on what's on the screen?
No, that's all day. That's a daily. Today's intraday.
Just
Just
regular
moved
trading
up
hours?
from 13, moved up 10 points.
Not seeing that. Wait, maybe that's because this is.
I mean, if you want me to show you my screen, just let me know, and you can bring it up whenever you want.
Here you go. Let's see.
The liquidity. Okay, let me get you on here. Share.
Well,
Okay, you see it?
Yep. Hang on 1 second though.
Okay, here's the developing POC down here, that yellow line at 13-ish.
Yes.
And it just, the most volume just jumped up to here, 23-ish.
Now that's the all-day volume point of control.
That's all day. Yeah,
You sure?
not just what's on the screen.
Huh. Because I'm still seeing 44.14 as the volume point of control from today.
Well, my TOS shows that too. Like I say, Bookmaps seems to be more responsive, and my TOS seems to be behind Bookmap. So it might adjust any time now. But there's that liquidity at 25.
That was my question too. Is are you adding the overnight as well?
No.
Yeah, that's not going to help with the overnight anyway. Overnight's higher.
It's set for intraday.
Got it. Just seems strange. Let me see this platform. Yeah, I still got volume point of control on this platform. Still at 44.14.
See, I've got my configuration up here. You can see everything starts at session start, 9:30 Eastern.
All right.
In any event, you've got a big liquidity up here at 25-ish, almost
Right.
300 contracts.
Yeah, we saw that on the dome. And we've got liquidity at 19.
Well, that's they're pulling that.
They're pulling it. Okay.
Yeah, see this they had more here. See the red,
Yeah, they didn't like that, huh?
and then they pulled it. So that was a spoof, if you will. Now, what does that tell you? Maybe they're smarter than all of us, and they're telling us, "Oh my God, I don't want to buy here.
Right.
I changed my mind."
Usually when I do that, it means I should buy it there.
Right.
If I change my mind.
Yeah. Looks like he was right.
Yeah, there we go. All right. We're not out yet. Oh, yeah, we are. We're out now. All right. Now what?
opportunity at 17-ish, the VWAP and also that 15-minute.
I'm taking it back, Joe.
Yeah, they just pulled again at
Where's the VWAP?
17.
17. Negative 20,000 in Delta.
So we only took out the J by one tick so far.
The J-Lo?
Yeah, the J-Lo. I mean, it still could, we aren't one-time framing, so maybe it's less significant, and we could, that trade I was telling you on the 15-minute chart, the Donchian channel, I mean, we still haven't hit the reversion to the mean yet, which is, if I had more patient, I would have said that, but I just saw that value area low and the IB high as also a juncture. But I thought, well, I could average in at a lower place, and I did. I got filled here at the overnight low, so I got an average price of 21.25. I'm underwater and I don't like it, but hold on a minute.
Yeah.
By the way, they pulled liquidity again when it traded.
When it got down there?
Yeah.
You see
So on the downside, they seem to be pulling. Some liquidity just came in at 22 above us. Not heavy, but it's a new
22, 24, 25, 27.
Yeah, could end up closing at the VPOC. End period's gonna make or break us here.
Yeah. Just a couple of minutes. Well, I took like 2 trades in my personal account. Both of them were good trades today, so it's a good first day back from vacation. We'll see what happens here and make HOAG money. I still like the long with as short as that Delta is. They're just not giving up.
The initial balance topic today, that was great. If anybody was there and they're here, and there were people who had a lot of questions about it, if you can put it on your charts, look at the 150% extension and the 200% extension.
It's easier
and
to
go
see.
back and see how often that's respected.
It's easier to see on this. So this is half and
Yeah.
then twice.
Right.
So here's half. This was
So,
Friday.
Like anything, it's not exact, but
Right.
if you go back and look at the 150 and 200% extensions, they are good support and resistance areas.
There's half again as much.
And they carry through
There's
too.
twice.
So like prior days extensions, sort of like naked extensions. If you, I used to look at them, and I haven't for a while, and I just recently put them back on my chart. I'm like, I need to keep these.
Yeah, I keep them on there just for that reason. I just want to notice when price gets to them to kind of pay attention at that time, right?
Yeah. Now, very often the 200% is a very good reversal area. Even if there's follow through later, it's just a very good reversal area. Anything beyond 200%, you're starting to look at a trend day, which we don't have as many of those as normal variation days.
17 liquidity. They're adding to it.
Yeah. Sorry, should have waited.
That's
Now they're
VWAP.
pulling. Now they're pulling again. They're going back and forth.
Ow.
Here we go. Come on, Nelly.
Where's your stop, Ben?
At 15.5 right now. It's big, but I'm kind of trading on profits a little bit.
Don't do that.
You're right. That's wrong. Shouldn't do that.
Trade the trade for what it is.
Okay, it traded 300 contracts.
Boy, oh boy.
Yeah, at 17. Yeah, still trading. Okay, now some positive delta stuff coming in. Oh, there's a negative delta again.
Those,
So net 300 contracts on the negative delta side.
boy, oh
It's
boy.
trading right there.
Sellers are just killing us. Now we're below VWAP.
I'm stopped.
Yeah, okay, big trade at right here at 16. 400 contracts. So we traded about almost 1,000 contracts between 17 and 15, 16, 17, 16.
Now we're still seeing volume point of control down here at 44.14, Joe.
I'm gonna buy one at 15.5 now and risk the under the VTOC a little bit. If I can get filled. Still got a half hour, and I just really feel like they're.
And all these shorts.
Yeah, I just don't like it.
What was interesting, and I put it in the post on the coaching session, when we were moving up, I watched the 5-day profile quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And it was very interesting to me anyway that we were coming right into a 5-day, I call them thin spots, but low volume node. It was a big one, big space there.
Mm-hmm.
And we did trade there, 23, 4, 5, somewhere in there, quite a while, and it filled in some of it, but it did act as resistance and pushed us back down.
It's back to the prior low day, maybe. I got stopped.
I just can't figure out who all these aggressive sellers are.
Yeah, really.
0 DTE, possibly.
Nice, Dennis.
50% of the option volumes 0 DTE, not long dated.
Can I share something?
Of course.
Okay.
Here you go.
So this is for the benefit of okay. So this is the 30-minute bar with the VWAP, and I'm sorry it's a little cluttered here, but this dotted line is just a 5 moving average, and I watch for whether it closes above or not on a bar. And the red is a 20, the purple is a 50. But we're not talking about that. The thin lines, the main green line is the VWAP, okay?
Right.
So each one of these is the first standard deviation, the second standard deviation. Right. And I just want to share this about the VWAP, that anything below VWAP is considered cheap.
Right.
To professional traders, and especially when you get down into the second standard deviation, you can see where they buy up out of there. And they would always close up here. And anything above the second standard deviation is going to be unfair or too expensive, generally. It doesn't mean it won't trend right through it, and this goes in a direction,
Sure.
But it's just a way of looking and measuring of, okay, is this a fair price to buy? So this is a better price to buy than, say, up here.
Up above, right? Sure.
Now, ask me how I know. I mean, I make mistakes all the time, every day, but I'm just saying, I just want to share that if somebody wasn't aware of that. But if you've got a VWAP on there, you have first and second standard deviations, you might want to look at the trend of it and also consider what's happening when it gets in there. Are you seeing it get pushed out? And then something that was shared in the HOAG Money, it takes a lot of trades to push a market this far in the ES. So that might indicate other time frame players. So anyway, I just want to share that tidbit.
Can you?
Of course, yeah. You can take it. You can take it now.
Okay, you can see it. All right, this yellow line here, when we were
We
long.
don't see it yet, Joe. We don't see it yet.
You don't? Oh, okay. I thought you had control of it. I'm sorry.
No, you just,
Share screen. Okay.
yeah.
Sorry about that.
No, that's okay.
Yeah. The developing point of control, which is different than yours, I understand, but it moved up. It was supported along. Well, it just moved back down. So most volumes traded right here at the 1250 area today.
Sure.
And we're below my VWAP, which is intraday VWAP. And what's interesting here is on the way down, look at this trade right here at 1450, 1,738 contracts. I mean, that's a big trade.
And it's when you look at that, that's probably not short time frame, is it? Because we've been building negative delta all day.
Yeah, right. And we're not in a trade right now, right?
I think I'm long. I don't know.
I just
I
got
don't want to talk when we're in a trade.
No, that's fine. Go ahead.
They just shut me up whenever you want.
No.
Okay, I'm gonna.
No worries.
Yeah, I haven't done a trade today, but like I say, my bias has been short. If I were to do a trade, I pick a side. In any event, the defensive stocks, the Procter and Gamble's of the world and so forth. I've got an indicator, thanks to my son, that shows the money flowing into defensive stocks versus offensive stocks, like the semiconductors and so forth.
Got it.
And all day long, it's been massively a big spread between the defensive stocks gaining money versus the offensive stocks. So that's gone on all day long.
Okay, so you're seeing some selling coming into the aggressive offensive stocks.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then I've got another screen that, thanks to him, that shows me the amount of selling moving into the NYSE versus the buying, and it's been negative all day long. Right now, there's a 1.25% more down volume than up volume.
Okay.
Moving the NYSE. All right. So that's why I've been negative, although I haven't gained from it. The other thing is, just want to show you is the 30 minute profile. This area right here,
A low volume node.
yeah, when we came up, it wasn't even filled in as well as this. I mean, it was way in here, okay? The thin spot came all the way into here, and we did fill in some of that. But it shows you how important these low volume nodes are
for sure.
in terms of acting as resistance and support.
All right, we're taking out the
That's
value.
all
Taking
I
out
have.
the value low now.
Yeah, a lot of volume coming down here.
Boy, oh boy, those sellers are just so aggressive.
Yeah, big. I mean, it's just 800 contracts at 9 3/4, 700 contracts at 9, and so forth.
Now we're in that second standard deviation where all day it's not been able to stay in it. And it did just make a leap upwards here kind of rapidly, but we'll see. They found buyers again.
Well, I've been trying to find a bottom in this all day with all this negative delta. I'm going to try one more time. Where's that? 05? Not seeing a lot of liquidity above, are we, Joe?
No, you got to go all the way to 25 again. And they've pulled some of that. It's yellow now, not red.
Well, we still have 20 minutes. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
A lot of liquidity here below us, and it's building.
Got it.
It'll be interesting to see if the liquidity gets close above us then we know the algos are really active. So they're running the shorts right now, in my opinion, on the move down from 23, 24. That's what's going on here right now.
Yeah,
It's a short term.
I think we got a lot of
Yeah,
short-term shorts in this market.
Where are you long from?
10.25.
Oh, you're better priced than me. I'm at 11. Still believe.
You were getting pretty close to where we're going to find out pretty soon here, Ben,
Yep.
if all these shorts are going to bail.
Did you show my screen again?
Yeah, we've got it on now.
Okay, this is the NYSE tick chart. Okay, if I was in a better location, maybe on the other side of the profile, I would take this signal. See this signal right here? This is an extreme tick signal. Okay.
That would be a short for you, right?
Yeah, then I would use that and then go to Bookmap and find a structure that would get me short. So I use these signals on the tick chart quite often. This one here would get me short, for instance, because they're extreme and so forth. So I use the internals a lot.
My tick, I mark off the 400 level and the 1,000 level, which is pretty consistent with what you got there.
You're watching that tick too.
Well, I actually hit it. If you notice my profile chart, I got a bunch of numbers on there now. I kind of am just running numbers. I'd rather be visual and just look at, the indicator and the bars and lines and stuff. But I'm trying to stay focused on the profile chart, and I'm just getting used to it. And it's actually working.
Nice.
Like instead of looking at a MACD, whether it's above or below, I just can see whether it's positive or negative, or the tick's positive or negative,
So you're long, Ben?
Yeah, I am.
From where?
From 11.
Yep, thanks.
Yeah, and we are too at 10.25.
The premise was I averaged in, because I tried the VPOC, and I'm like, well, I could try, average in lower by the low of day, and that might hold. And then I thought, well, they might go get that H low, and they did. But then I thought, well, that could be game over too. So I'm holding out for the big one.
Yeah, I'm just holding to see if we get some inventory adjustment because of that big negative delta. I mean, we're negative 20, almost 22,000 negative delta. At the end of the day, if those are all short time frame shorts, they're going to have to cover. They want to go home flat.
Right. And, those are all market orders.
Yes.
Which is usually an emotional trade. Gotta get in.
Could be an interesting last 15 minutes here. We will see.
And as I'm sure you have, I've seen it before. I've seen it look pretty bleak right now. Then all of a sudden it just rolls up the curtain.
Pow.
No liquidity above.
Nothing. So if we do,
That would be weird. I said in that in the coaching session, I said we could close on the VPOC. That'll be hilarious if we do. I don't think I've ever called a close. Maybe my subconscious is starting to tune in.
There you go. It looks like it's going to happen.
Why do you say that?
Because we're there.
Oh, about the close.
Yeah.
Okay, new 15-minute bar. Oh, by the way, I was watching that Powell hearing,
Yeah.
and I can't remember. Vargas was questioning him, and I didn't know this, but he kind of gave him a hard time about being a deadhead.
Oh, really?
What? Yeah. So he goes, now that I know that you're a deadhead. So I looked it up, and he was at, I think in Virginia.
Ah.
There's a picture. Yeah, the Dead Company even tweeted it out. That,
Chairman Powell was there.
yeah.
Huh.
Wonder if anybody dosed him.
I hope not. Maybe he dosed himself.
That could be. He's one of those guys that looks straight.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I had a blast when I saw him at Wrigley 2 weeks ago. Me and my 20-year-old something kids.
Fun.
Yeah. Bought the tickets for Christmas. So we've been anticipating that show since. But it was a great show. What a good time. And it was nice because my daughter lives a block from Wrigley Field. So he just walked to her place afterwards. Because if you've ever been to Wrigley, you know that it's you can't get there in a car.
I think I've only been there for a ball game. I've never been there for a concert. Been to Rosemont a number of times, and Poplar Creek.
Poplar Creek was a good place.
We should stop then.
Saw Bob Weir and Wasserman opened for Jerry Garcia Band in '89.
Wow.
December.
Good show. Joe is asking where your stop is.
Me?
Yeah.
Just below the M low, but I'm going to move it up, I think.
All right, Joe, I'm going to take the screen.
Go for it.
Thank you for sharing all that today, Joe. So look at the rejection down here again. Nothing but shadows.
Are we going for the moon?
Still 20,000 negative delta. It's the way it looks to me, but I don't know, it's getting kind of late. What kind of MOCs we got coming in here? 971 million to the buy side.
Really?
Yes.
Excellent.
1 billion to the buy side.
Hope that helps.
Yeah, we'll see. I've never been able to figure out how to use those to my advantage. Caesar says
But
no.
you have to assume if you know it, everyone knows it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's buy the rumor, sell the news. Caesar
Put
says.
it at 1350 coming in.
Caesar says, no moon today, no time left. We may have to scrap the launch.
I'd be square again about the overnight low, but I really think with that, I think we could roll over at least, and we could come back through L period a bit, at least, I think. But I don't know anything, honestly.
Well, nobody knows anything. It's all hypothesis, right?
Right.
I know nothing.
We're all just trying to put ourselves in the right probability, right?
Josiah asked me something about MACD here. Do you still find use in MACD when using TPOs?
Go
I don't know
ahead.
how. I look at a lot of stuff. It just depends on the time frame. I don't use it on a 30-minute. I'm looking at a MACD on a 10-minute. Just kind of indicates the trend, and depending on what the moving averages, the lines do, you kind of tell if it's on an upswing or not. Like, not necessarily look for longs only when it's on the positive side. It's sort of like anticipating it. One thing that helped me a lot, I love slow stochastics too. I don't even have any on my charts, but I used to use them all the time. And it helped me out a lot to realize the MACD is not useful so much for rotational days, but the stochastics is. And the MACD is great on trend days.
Trend days.
You know when it helps you buy dips. Not that I'm any good at that. Just saying.
All right, let's put in a new high, Ben.
Yeah, really.
We're still negative 20,000 in Delta.
It's rolling off a little bit on mine.
Oh, what do you think this means for tomorrow? What's your thesis?
Yeah.
Does it inform you at all on what you would expect for tomorrow?
I want to see. I want to see what the end of the day volume was in New York. If it's lower and we lost open interest, I'll still be looking for a potential breakout of this bull flag. You know, overall, we have to look at the fact that since Friday we've been putting in lower highs and lower lows.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. All right. You're a popular guy, Joe.
Yeah. It's a spam call.
Yeah.
I'm popular with spam.
I seem to get a million of those. Some guy keeps calling me. His name is Scam Likely. But yeah, I want to see what the volume looks like and see what the open interest looks like tomorrow morning. What do we have coming out tomorrow? Tomorrow is Thursday already. Jobless claims, Chicago Fed, existing home sales, Powell speaking again, Meester misleading indicators at 9 Central, and then crude oil and a couple other talking Feds probably jumping in there. So let's see what things look like. And, I'd like, if I had my druthers, Joe, I'd like to see lower volume and lower open interest on this lower range, which, is saying the auction isn't doing well to the downside. And then I'd like to see us break out above this trend line and have a nice up move.
Yeah. That liquidity that was at 13 that I mentioned, they pulled that.
Okay. Yeah, we're running short of time here. Just gonna let this play out.
My developing point of control is the same on my toss chart as is here on the book map.
Okay. Just gonna take the risk off of this and see how it plays out for the rest of the session.
So I'm marking on close. That's orders in the stock market, not in the.
It's money that's left to be hedged overnight. Sometimes there's a lot of it. I know a guy who, I think he's got a business just talking about the MOCs, the imbalances at the end of the day. Here, 3.2 billion buy side at 250. Did it move?
Not a lot.
Bostic was just talking. He says he doesn't see a rate cut for most of 2024. That's
A lot
probably
of delta coming in here.
this negative delta is just killing me today.
Yeah, a lot of negative delta.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's so we're getting a sweep here of some sort. Yeah, a lot of big bubbles.
You're holding to the M low?
I don't know.
Liquidity coming in at 8.5, 9, filling in heavy. Almost 400 contracts in each one of those. So if someone wants to buy,
Yep,
maybe.
Right.
Maybe they're spoofers.
8.5. Oh, what are they doing?
Big positive delta here, over 500 at 11th quarter. Oh, here they come again. A little battle going on here.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
And then the battle's got to end in 3.5 minutes. I'm just interested to see how this finishes out.
Ooh, big trade. 700 at 10.5. 1,200 contracts, 10.5.
Of course.
Now the algos are there. There they are. They're having fun.
Just picking everybody off on both sides.
$1,382.
I can't believe this. Delta
14.
remained that short all day long, and we didn't get a fucking rally at the end.
I think what surprises me is how it rallied up like that. They're squeezing all those shorts in the overnight, and then it came all the way back down again. Like they overpowered them.
Yeah, and I don't think the Delta got much less than, 15 or 14,000 at those highs.
Right.
It was still negative.
That was unusual to me.
Boy, what a battle going on here. Battle at 9. Negative delta goes over 1,000, then it goes back down to 700, but it stays right there at 9. Then it goes back to over 1,000. It's over 1,000 now.
It's a growler order.
13. Yeah, it might be an iceberg. 1,100. Oh, looks like it's over.
Wow.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm really sorry.
so, some days you eat the bar, some days the bar eats you.
Yeah.
Isn't that the case?
I had my best idea earlier today.
Well, I mean, I still had a good day. Make HOAG money was a tough one, but we got tomorrow.
Well, I'll tell you one thing I learned from you today, Hoag, that's really, 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 I'm glad I tuned in. And that is those Wyckoff wicks informed you of absorption. And that was great recognition. Tells me I got to start looking at higher time frame charts a little more.
Well, I'm glad that you feel as though you learned something, and that's a beautiful thing, right?
It sure is. Why, listen.
Well, thank you,
That's
Joe.
great.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you all for joining us today. We'll try again tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great night, everyone.
Thanks, Ben.
See you, Joe.